Today's story is going to be an interesting one, and I know I say that a lot in most of my videos, but trust me, today's story is a very interesting one. How would you feel to be rejected by the UK and by your own country? I mean, this is a crazy story and deportation story I've read in a while. Let me share the story in details. Hey lovelies, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new or coming across my face for the very first time, my name is Faith or Johnny, and this is your go-to channel for information, lifestyle and storytelling. So if these are the kind of contents that interest you, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Without saying so much, let's get straight into it. Why are you frowning? Black tax. It's that time of the month. I have to send money back to Nigeria. I'm looking for the best money transfer service with the best exchange rates. Have you not heard of TransferGo? TransferGo allows you to send money to Nigeria, Ghana and other African countries quickly and at a great price. No hidden fees. What you send is what will arrive at the person's bank account. I mean, starting transfer takes you less than a minute. You can do it anytime, anywhere. Enjoy fast delivery to a Nigerian bank account. Also, TransferGo is regulated by the UK Financial Conduct Authority, which means your money is safe and secure. You can track your transfer easily in your account, or you get unlimited £20 reward for each friend who sign up and send money using the TransferGo app. So share your referral link with your friends and start sending money using TransferGo. And thank me later. I'm going to download the app and register and send money. Thank you so much. According to the UK government, they believe that this individual was born in Nigeria on the 12th December 1978. He was brought to the UK at the age of 9 or 10 years old, they weren't sure, by his mother, but he was trafficked to the UK to work as a domestic servant and for sexual exploitation. This is so sad at the age of 9 and 10. Anyway, when he got to the UK, he managed to escape, but he continued to suffer from trauma of everything that happened to him when he got to the UK. In 2006, his representative, that lawyers, applied for indefinite leave for him to remain in the UK. But of course, in 1996, when he was under the age of 18, he was convicted of burglary and he received a conditional discharge. In 1997, he was also convicted of robbery and burglary and sentenced to 3 years and 9 months in prison, which he did his prison term. When he came out in April 2009, he was also convicted again of conspiracy to supply heroin and possession of Class C drug, for which he was sentenced to 6 years in prison on the 11th of June 2009. So when he came out, a deportation order was signed on the 8th of March 2012 under the Automatic Deportation Rules of the UK Borders Act 2007. An attempt to deport him was made, but the Nigerian government decided not to accept his nationality at that time. Okay. He appealed against the deportation on human rights ground, which was dismissed by the first-tier tribunal despite his limited contact with his children and his wife. He had a wife and children, but because of his criminal issue, he's staying away from them. Dismissal was upheld by the upper tribunal on the 28th August 2012. He was referred to the National Referral Mechanism, the NRM, on the 27th March 2015. With a potential victim of trafficking, and further representation was made. For those of you who don't know what the National Referral Mechanism means, this particular body or organization is designed to identify victims of human trafficking, modern slavery, and ensure that they receive the appropriate support they need in the UK. The NRM also helps to coordinate support services such as accommodation, medical treatment, legal advice, and counseling for people who suffer domestic violence and trafficking. On the 26th of June 2020, he submitted a request for discretionary leave to remain under the September 2008 Discretionary Leave to Remain policy. So a report from his doctor recommended trauma-focused psychological therapy. On the 24th of March 2022, in response to a pre-actioned protocol letter, the UK asked him to complete a personal circumstance questionnaire, indicating that a CGD will be made within 8 months of receiving his personal circumstances questionnaire. CGD means conclusive grounds decision. This assesses whether it is more likely than not that the individual indeed is a victim of human trafficking or modern slavery. So the decision is based on a thorough review of all the evidence that the person will provide, including the victim's account, support documentation, and information from various agencies before, they decide if truly this person is a victim of modern slavery or human trafficking. So he completed the personal circumstances questionnaire, and an updated letter from his therapist was sent on the 1st of April 2022 to the government. On the 28th of November 2022, a positive CGD was made by the competent authority, which means that they are confirming that his story is true. He is a victim of human trafficking and he was exploited, so he should be granted leave to remain under the discretionary leave to remain in the UK. After all this information was given to the Home Office, no decision on discretionary leave was made at that time. The competent authorities, they are responsible for making decisions within the national referral mechanism for victims of human trafficking and modern slavery. They are also part of the Home Office, but they deal with cases where the victim is involved in immigration enforcement processes, or they are subjected to removal or deportation from the UK. So they are a different immigration body that supports this kind of people. So on the 12th of December 2002, his representative made further representation to the competent authority, including updates, evidence on his mental state. Of course, we all know that most kids who have gone through trauma like abuse, slavery, sexual abuse, they live with trauma for the rest of their life. Childhood trauma is one painful experience that doesn't go away because you're still a child, you're innocent, your brain is trying to understand how this world works, and then somebody just came and took your innocence away. Somebody just came and hurt you so badly you can really not move on. On the 12th December 2022, his representative made further representation to the competent authority, including updated evidence of his mental state. His request to stay in the UK as a victim of trafficking was denied under the new rules set after January 30th, 2023. The decision considered the fact that he has received treatment in the UK and could continue receiving treatment in Nigeria. Have you guys forgotten that the Nigerian government refused this man? How do you want to send him back to Nigeria when the Nigerian government don't even want him? Anyway, doctors and counselors sent a letter to the Home Office concluding that his mental health treatment, including PTSD, was available in Nigeria. Because of that, they refused his discretionary leave to remain in the UK. His lawyer decided to appeal, and they were concerned about the exclusion of the deportation cases, including unlawful conduct by some caseworkers. Before they went to court, the UK government have decided to exclude his deportation case. They put a pause on this because they wanted to see if he would be eligible for this. So it wasn't part of the case anymore. They did not consider it when they were passing their judgment. His lawyers suspected that the caseworkers were unlawful, and there's a bit of discrimination in processing this case for him to get his leave to remain. So they obviously discriminated against him. They don't want him in the country because he's a criminal. And of course, we all know that if you've been in the UK, there are some kind of crimes you will commit, and there's amount of crimes you would have committed in the UK that if you've been to prison multiple times, they will deport you. Even if you're a naturalized citizen, just because you are a naturalized citizen does not mean that if you commit any crime, you will not be sent back to your country. So you can go further and do research on the kind of crime you will commit for them to deport you back to your country. As long as you're not British born, you're not made a British citizen, you're not British. If you commit some kind of crime, they will send you back to your home country, even if you are a citizen already. So bear that in mind, okay? His lawyers argue that he was eligible for discretionary leave to remain under the old law since his application started before the new law, because the reason they didn't grant him, they said that his application, that they've changed the law in 2023, so for that reason he's not eligible. But the lawyer said, but the case has been ongoing before the new law, so you guys need to give him a decision under the old law. I mean, the Home Office agreed to withdraw the old decision, okay, and reconsider the revocation of the deportation order, and also to make a new decision of his discretionary leave to remain. They decided to make a decision within 28 days. So for those of you who don't know about discretionary leave to remain, they call it DLR. It's a type of visa that grants you stay in the UK based on compassionate or exceptional circumstances that falls outside the normal immigration rules. So it is typically granted when someone does not qualify for an asylum or humanitarian protection, but they have compelling reasons to stay in the UK. Just like this guy's case now, he came when he was between the age of 9 and 10, and he experienced series of abuse, and he has been in the UK almost all his life. So, I mean, his own situation is special, so he needs to have the discretionary leave to remain. If you want to know more about the discretionary leave to remain visa, like who is eligible, what can you do, what can you not do, for how many years is it granted for, can you renew it, all this information, if you want me to talk about it, please tell me. I'll make a separate video talking about the discretionary leave to remain in details, or you can go ahead and do your research and know more about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? First of all, the part of the story that shocked me the most is the fact that his country, Nigeria rejected him. Like, I didn't know that was possible. This is my first time of hearing it, and I'm shocked to my bones. So what is your lesson? For me, the lesson I learned from this story is that do not let your circumstance in life to change who you are. When children experience abuse or like experience things in life that they were not supposed to experience at a very tender age, it can make them to either be very bad because their brain is still developing, is still trying to understand life. People become people pleasers, very ambitious, because they've been abused. They're trying to look for something to make you feel worthy again, like you know what you're going through or what you've been through. So I feel like because of his abuse, he fell off the wagon. Do not let your past to affect your future. You need to remember that as a child growing up, your brain is still developing. So whatever experience that you get from your childhood sort of stick till you get to adulthood. That is why it is very, very important that you should be in your child's life. You should make sure your child experience a life the way they should experience it. You should make sure you protect your child against any form of abuse, because it's either gonna make or break them, trust me. I mean, there are some people who have experienced abuse who are, I mean, like who have made it, who are big in the society, and there's some people who have fallen into crime. I'm not here to judge him, but my lesson is that not everybody that is saying, let me take your child abroad, cares about that child or wants the best for your child. So before you give your child to anybody in abroad because you think it's abroad your child will have a better life, I mean, you need to be careful who you are giving your child to. And the fact that it is mom that brought him to the UK is very disappointing. Not everybody is fit to be parents. I feel for him, but again, I feel like he deserves to stay in the UK because the UK is all he knows all his life. Even though he's a criminal, I mean, the UK could have done better to support him when he was experiencing that. But that is my own personal opinion. Let me know your own thoughts in the comment section. We have come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.